The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Someone else has won Lotto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
WA's in a rich vein of form.
Yeah.
And
I'm
by the way,
saving
it's
it for
not us.
Thursday night.
Okay,
This is unbelievable, right? So they purchased a slip pick from the Kello's Corner in Bustleton, right? And
Yeah.
these people had been playing their numbers for 30 years and then decided on this occasion to play a slip pick. And they
And it
won.
paid off. So don't play your numbers. That's
Don't
what we...
play your numbers.
Well, I don't know,
Or
'cause
do you play your numbers?
spoke
How
to the
many
guy-
people have won with their numbers? That's what I want to know. Where's that? How many people have stuck with numbers and won compared to how many people that have had a slip
Because
pick?
you hear those stories of people that have their numbers and they play them every week and then they miss 1 week and that's
And then
the
it
week they come
happens.
up.
Well, we had a guy last week. Remember, he went and bought something for his daughter or something, and then he was the one, he didn't play his numbers that week, and it cost him $1 million. Man.
13, 24,
I don't
10
have numbers.
right
Who
now,
has numbers?
quickly, if you have played your numbers for a while and won something off your numbers, can you let us know?
Or maybe it's just around the corner. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, no,
Your
but these
numbers
people
haven't come up yet.
Say these people, if they were playing that game, if it's just
Yes.
around the corner and didn't change to
That's
a
right.
slip pick,
I don't think the
then
percentages
they wouldn't
would
have
be
the
in favour.
$1.3 million.
You know what I would have to do? I'd have to buy the slick pick and play my numbers.
Yeah, that's fair call.
Because you can do both.
You
Yes,
did
you can
both.
do both. I mean, if you can afford to do.
I know, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Sean can. He's got heaps of money.
Yeah, look at him.
Me and my 5 kids and a dog, yeah.
Another
Five kids.
$1 million
putting my
Division
wife
1
in.
prize was won from Boulder.
Boulder.
Older. Somebody can get out. Well
The
done.
news agency.
Over the shoulder boulder holder.
That was from Beaches.
Beaches. Yeah, you're referencing beaches.
You're referring. You know that?
No, I was
it-
thinking it,
it
was
was
out
the
of a
saying
Cheech and Chong
as
movie.
well
No,
of
it
that.
wasn't. No,
I know
it was
Cheech and
no,
Chong
it
movie.
wasn't.
Yeah,
from
it was
Beaches. That was
Beaches.
from Beaches. That's
That
what
was
Bette
Bette Midler.
Midler's character says it on Beaches. You're
Yeah.
referencing Beaches.
No, Cheech
Your
and Chong was
go-to
behind Beaches.
Nah, your
I'm not dissing
go-to
the-
quote
No,
is Beaches.
no,
You
it's
pulled
Cheech and
something
Chong,
out of
mate.
Beaches
It's Cheech
and
and
it's
Chong.
sat with you for
Can I
years.
say that I'm a
It's not
fan of
Cheech and
Beaches
Chong.
anyway? I'm
You
not
can
gonna
also
deny
say that we're the wind beneath your wings if you
I'm
like.
not going to deny that.
If I show you a picture of Barbara Hershey, will you start crying?
It's very emotional. Very emotional.
That was.
Beaches.
I know Bet.
Sean uses Beaches quotes.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Ever had a mishap when you've been on a bus?
No, never have. I've seen it lots of times when you drive past and there's someone's ploughed into a bus or a
Yeah.
bus is ploughed into something else.
Because I had to catch a school bus every day, you know, all through primary school. It was sort of almost an hour each way. Because they have the in case of emergency, you know, the little
Yes.
hammer there. And that
Yes.
was right next to my seat. And I'm like, the whole time I ran through scenarios of how I might be required to save everybody with that little
What
hammer.
did the hammer do?
You break
Yeah,
the
they break
glass.
the glass. It's, you know, that little one? It's the red thing?
Yeah.
Never looked at bus
Always-
hammers.
Yeah. You always wanted to use it.
But we were all, we never had a problem because my bus driver,
Yeah,
Doug, was very good.
There was a girl that I went to school with, and she got a brand new moped, and she was showing everyone sort of where, you know, where the buses pull up, and she's like, "Oh, hey, look at me!" And then the bus crept forward and hit it. she fell off, and it just smashed into a million pieces.
Oh, no.
So she got hit by a bus, but it was the most lamest hit ever. But it did break her moped.
But it rode off a moped. That sucks.
Well, this is pretty full on. A passenger on a Transperth bus was being taken to hospital with minor injuries after a truck smashed into the back of the vehicle in Wanna Rouge. The woman's in her 20s. She was taken to RPH. So she was taken under normal road conditions too.
So, yeah, not lights and sirens,
Yeah. But the truck was a Midland brick vehicle, and it's understand that it was full of bricks at the time.
That is a lot of force. Imagine how much it was carrying.
Not is a truck bad enough, but a truck full of bricks.
Yeah.
A bit of momentum there.
Because not only have they got the bricks on there, they got a bloody tractor to be able to get the bricks
it's
off.
all-
It's a whole combination.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
That's a lot. That is a
Oh,
lot.
that'd be one of the worst things to have an accident with, wouldn't it be?
It'd be up
Oh,
there.
yeah, it's a lot of force coming at you.
Yeah. I've always thought, like, it'd be bad to get an accident with a forklift because that's like...
'Cause they're
Yeah.
pointy.
It's going to prong you right in the gut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that'd be bad. Also, like, not just like what sort of vehicle it could be. I thought maybe a car full of nuns. You're never going to look good.
True.
If you hit a car full of nuns, or even just one nun.
Oh, what about if they hit you?
One
Is
nun.
that seen like divine intervention if they hit you?
Yeah, it's like...
Could be.
It's like
God's got something to say.
God was in there going, go for it, get him.
But maybe it's the case where from that point in that he owes you something.
Oh, I see what
Yeah,
you're saying.
he
Yeah,
owes
if you
you.
get hit by nuns, then
You
you
better
win
do
Lotto.
a deal with God for the Lotto. You can't keep with his
Headed that
deal.
way.
You know what? The
isn't
one
it?
thing I always worry about having to crash with is a truck with the pipes on there, because you think Final Destination, you think
Yes,
those pipes are
driving
going to fly
behind them. Yeah,
they're gonna,
makes me nervous too.
Yeah, having an accident, a vehicle accident with something, and then the thing falls on
Yes.
top
Yeah.
of you, like maybe it's all fallen out of a truck. Even it's like, poo. Imagine heaps.
Yeah, that'd
of,
be bad.
Heaps
Yep.
of poo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
Yeah, no, that would be bad.
We want to talk about the worst thing that you've had an accident with, whether it be the type of vehicle it was, whether
Type of driver.
Yes, who was in the vehicle, what came on top of
Because
you.
imagine if somebody's a bit of a fender bender and then, like, a notorious bikie gets out.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't need
A
your details.
bikie would be bad.
Don't worry,
That
it's
wouldn't be fun.
fine. It's
That's
fine.
not fun at all.
We're going to give somebody something amazing, 3 sessions at Stadium Carts for them and a friend.
No accidents there.
12
right?
out of 10, that joint.
Dude,
Yeah.
we get to try a fair few things out. This is one thing that we definitely said straight away afterwards. We are all going back and doing this again. It is amazing. Stadium Karts is Australia's high-octane outdoor karting experience around Optus Stadium. Looks amazing. Book now at stadiumkarts.com.
Was the worst thing that you had an accident with? Kelsey, hello.
Hello there.
Hi, Cal.
Hey, Kels.
What happened?
Well, mine's not so much a sort of, what type of accident did you have, but more in relation to the comments you guys just made with having an accident with a car full of nuns.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. What do you think? What do you think, Kels? Good thing or a bad thing?
Well, I don't know, but I was when I was in high school back in South Africa, my mum obviously, would come and pick me up after work, and I went to a convent high school. And funnily enough, just in the area before she fetched me one day, she actually was rear-ended by a car full of nuns.
Okay, so did then good things happen to her after that, or was it a sign from God that she'd been bad? How do we interpret it?
Honestly, I cannot remember, and I can't even think of anything that would have happened afterwards to see if there was a divine intervention.
Yeah.
However, I do remember her sort of thinking, should I feel like sort of, sad for them because it was their fault, but they're a car full of nuns? And then she's like, no, but hang on a minute. Like, they still crashed into me,
Yes,
And she was sort of like,
exactly.
absolutely. She was like, no, there's no exception. They still crashed into me, nuns or not.
Straight away, because think about it, nuns get away with everything.
They do.
Like, think about
They
it,
do.
because we all just go, oh, no, they're nuns. What if the nuns were in there and they're going, oh, there she is, get her.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know
What if
I
there
mean?
were nuns on the run?
Oh, unbelievable, Natalie.
Yeah, the nuns owe you. The big lord, the big guy.
Yeah.
in the
Right,
sky, he
everybody,
owed you for
do
that.
not let nuns off the hook.
If we've learned anything from Kelsey, it's that.
And if you're a nun out there and you'd like to say something back to us, give us a call.
Absolutely.
30
We've got some questions for you as well. Breeze in Canning Vale, hello.
Hi, how you going, guys?
Hi, Bree.
Okay, so this is something that happened to your dad?
Yes, yeah. My dad is a truck driver and used to deliver bricks with the tractor on the back. And he was in a building site one day waiting to unload before the time restrictions, and a car slammed into the back of him, and the tractor fell off onto the car.
Oh, wow. Because it kind of just hangs off the back, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, he'd unstrapped it ready to go.
Right,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, it was, he was waiting to unload, but yeah, just complete out of nowhere, wasn't paying attention, and straight into the back of it.
Was the driver okay?
The driver was injured, yeah, so
Yeah.
not good, but yeah, my dad was completely oblivious because when you're sitting in the truck,
Yes.
it takes a lot of force to move it.
Oh, yeah,
so,
right.
Yeah, so imagine if that driver was there, right, and then that vehicle fell off the back of the truck and missed
Yeah.
him, and then just one brick hit the guy in the head. Doink.
Unlucky.
Lucky.
Well,
Thank you,
what?
Bree.
I never thought we'd actually hear from brick truck
Yes.
people and people that have been in an accident with nuns.
No, I know the two specific examples that we gave.
So, 1324 Jen, we are talking about the worst thing you've had an accident with. And if you too have had an experience with a nun, give us a call.
We want to hear
What
'em.
sort of experience?
3 sessions. That's very good, Nat.
Lauren, hello.
Hey, how you going?
Good, Lauren.
Loz, what happened?
Okay, so I was driving a little Getz at the time.
Yeah.
Went through a roundabout and was hit by, it was kind of like a crane. It was sort of folded over. And the top bit went through the back side of my car, speared through the back, smashed my window. And yeah, like I didn't get hurt, but it was like literally kind of at my back seat by the time it had gone through. And when I got out and had a chat with the guy, he was like, oh yeah, it happens quite a bit because we find it really hard to see.
So Lauren, you're talking about the crane arm was part of it came through the car. Oh, gee.
Yeah.
It happens
not great.
quite a bit because we can't see.
Yes. Yeah, and then, it was like nothing for him. He was like, oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, well.
Here's all my details. Like, he's clearly done it so many
Yeah,
times
100%.
before.
Like, literally, how many cars has he impaled?
I know.
I guess
So give them a wide berth if you see a crane on the
Yeah.
road is the moral of that story.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be like playing real life skill tester, wouldn't
Yes,
it?
it is a bit.
Donkey Kong.
It is a bit.
Lift it up.
Thanks, Lauren. Horrifying story. Ashley, hello.
Hey, how you going?
Hey, good Ash.
What happened?
Hey, I just got a bit of a long story short, but when I was younger, I was driving, I lived out in Serpentine, so country roads.
Yep.
I was driving from my house to my girlfriend's house at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Kind of went around a bend, and I couldn't really see that well because I didn't have my high beams on, but I hit something, and I didn't know what it was. So I rang my girlfriend, and I was like, I've just hit something. Like, was there something in the middle of the road?
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, there were kids in the middle of the road. And so like my heart stunk. And so I was like, oh no, I was like, I've killed someone.
God.
Anyway, I pulled over and then got out of the car, and the car was a bit damaged on the corner of it. So I was like, oh no. So I started running back to where it was, and turned out it was one of my mates that had been like drinking. And they were mooning cars in the middle of the road.
Yes.
So I've come around the bend and I've cleaned him up. And then he was like whinging and that there was rocks in his bum and stuff like that. And turns out, he had indicator lens like wedged in his butt cheek.
How hard did you hit him, Ash?
I hit him at 100k. So
my God.
I'm surprised the car didn't go up his ass.
yeah. So luckily, like any closer to the centre of the car, and
Yes.
probably would have done a lot more damage than a broken foot and some indicator lens wedged in his butt
Wedged in
cheek.
his
But
butt.
yeah, he got real lucky.
Didn't break a coccyx. I mean, how bruised is his ass? Who's going to rub those corkies out? That's the other thing.
He got an accident because he was pulling brown eyes at cars.
Do you remember when you used to do that? Just mooning cars?
I know,
That was a
but
night out.
in the middle of the road?
In the middle of
Are you doing it on the side of the
road? Like a gentleman?
Exactly, or a lady.
Oh, Ashley. That
Extraordinary. I'm
is
glad.
so funny.
And a much happier ending than it could have been, let's face it.
I was pretty keen to hear the long story too, Ash.
Oh, yeah, Ash. We'll take you down the pub one day. We want to hear the extended version.
Hey, Ash, you scored yourself 3 sessions at Stadium Karts for you and a mate. Stadium Karts is Australia's high-octane outdoor karting experience around Optus Stadium. And
You're
we
gonna
can
love that,
say
Ash.
that it was brilliant. Book now at stadiumkarts.com
Yeah.
for everybody else.
Ash, you're going to love that. It's so good.
And no one moons you
Oh,
in the
cheers,
middle of the
guys.
track.
That's awesome. Thank you very
Get
much.
around it,
Good
bro.
on you,
Very,
buddy.
very funny.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean in podcast form.
Married at First Sight, I don't know if guys have caught it, but the new bride called Evelyn.
I've seen Evelyn, but I didn't watch it last night.
So Evelyn's
She's
with Rupert,
very
the really
beautiful.
shy bloke, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
She's so beautiful.
and she was
she
so
is.
lovely to him when he was being so shy and stuff, you know.
He was
Anyway,
clearly very nervous.
so she is the best. She is unbelievable. So a bunch of the guys went out for drinks, right? And included in that was Rupert, which was her partner.
The monkey boy.
And then there was Dan, who is partnered with Sandy, the beautiful Indian lady. And then there was Hugo, who's partnered with that monster that won't let him
the
sleep in the
yes.
bed.
Yes, that poor guy.
Yeah, and there was a couple of
I
other
feel
them,
sorry for Hugo.
right? Anyway, Sean, now you tell me this all the time when you and your friends come together, all you do is like just mouth off about your wives.
100%.
And to be
no-
fair, he'll do it to strangers as well.
Yeah, he does. That to
me, I've got something to
he
tell you.
literally, during the songs, cold calls people. He just makes up numbers and then just starts teeing off.
You just feel a lot better, that's the thing.
Get off the chest, mate.
And you know what? It's fine when it's all kept quiet. You know what I mean? When everyone puts it in the vault.
Yes.
Yes, Nathan.
But suddenly if those things you've been saying come out, I mean, that's
God.
terrible.
You better
Really bite you on the
keep
butt.
being nice to us, Sean.
That's why, Sean, just for you and some of the stuff that comes out of your mouth, actually, this goes to everyone in this room. We all always should check our phones in case we accidentally butt dial someone. Because that's what happened, right? So you're about to hear from Evelyn speaking to Rupert about the butt dial situation, and she is my new spirit animal, Evelyn.
I don't know if you remember this, but you accidentally butt dialed me. It was like,
No.
yeah, it was an accident.
Yeah.
Naturally, I'm listening in. I did listen in, and
Right.
I unfortunately heard what two of the husbands were saying about their wives, Hugo
Yeah.
and Dan. Specifically Dan. Type of things that was said were pretty disgusting.
Yeah.
She then went and told Sandy. didn't
Yeah, she went and told
Yeah.
Sandy.
Who wasn't happy.
But Dan's not keen on her anyway.
No, Dan's not keen on her, but he keeps telling her he's keen on her. He's horrendous. He's,
know.
Like, but a lot of them are, aren't they, really?
They are.
I think it's a box you have to tick before you go on the show.
Okay, the first box you have to tick is by if you get a butt call, not to just go, not to hang up straight away.
I mean,
You've got to listen.
naturally, as she said, naturally she listened in.
yeah.
But this is the thing. So
Human
whether it be
nature.
a butt dial or whether somebody thinks that they've hung up.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
It happened with us with Boy George. And we can't say who, but Boy George was teeing off about an Australian celebrity. And we just sat there listening. And he was going off to all of his friends because you know how bitchy Boy George can be.
Yeah.
And it was so awkward because we didn't know at what point we should hang up.
Because we're on speakerphone, right? So we thought once we hung up, all they would have heard is beep. And then they all would have gone... Because it was a radio station recording. And we did record it all. We had it all.
Yeah, we're not-
but we'll never play it because we're not that kind of people. We're not that kind of show.
No.
If we were that kind of show, we'd probably be rating better.
That's right. And if you ask us in the street, we'll tell you.
Oh yeah, we'll tell you who it was and what he said.
For sure.
But we stayed on that phone and we felt like we were doing something so bad, but we just had to listen. But how funny. I wonder when we did hang up, if it did go beep.
And then we go, holy shit.
And they all looked down at the speakerphone and go,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Yeah, every morning they get up to get the Daily Mail.
The whole time.
It's going to be anything for sure.
Luckily.
We want to
we're
talk
like a
about,
vault.
right, we want to talk about butt dials, right? So what you've heard
Yes.
when someone's butt dialed you and you've chose to listen in, or perhaps someone has not realised they
haven't hung up.
Haven't hung up.
Yes.
Because a lot of the time, you know, how many people have like gotten off the phone
Yes.
from someone and gone, oh, that ass.
Well, with Siri too, like you know how sometimes she pipes in. So if you're talking about somebody and
Yes.
say their name and their name is in your phone,
Yeah.
it's possible
She'll
that
ring you.
she could call them. So yeah, I know, dangerous.
Okay, now you've got me thinking, holy hell, Nat.
All right, so butt dials, people listening in, you thought they hung up and you kept on listening
Yeah.
in. What did
Naturally.
you hear or what did you get caught saying? We're going to give somebody $150 to spend at Morris Mead. You can book a Summer Lights cut and colour package and get a free hot air brush worth $175. How many people have heard their parents do it? Their parents have literally butt dialed them.
Is that just no? That's just you.
Is that just you?
No,
I think it's
'Cause they're
just-
out
my
like
parents,
rabbits.
my parents don't do that.
Oh no, they're doing it now.
They don't do it.
They do. They
Really?
like to do it while they're listening to
Have
us.
your mum's
They like to do it while they hear their son's voice. It's a kink of theirs.
We're not saying they're normal.
Hi, Emma.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good, Emma.
What happened, Em?
So, essentially, my fiance plays for a relatively high-level football soccer team, and every week they live stream the games online so that people can watch them.
Yep.
And I was sitting there with a couple of the wags, the wives and girlfriends, and we started saying some very not nice things about some of the other girls on the team.
Emma.
Yep. My fiance watched the game back the next week with the entire team, and you could hear every single thing we said.
Oh, Emma, that is...
Yeah.
Oh, Emma.
Yep. So I was
Recorded.
I was under very strict instruction that wherever the camera is, I'm not allowed to be.
Oh, so what was the fallout, Em?
I didn't really hear anything from the other girls on the opposite team, but I kind of got a couple of dodgy looks. All of the wags that were sitting there, we got a couple of dodgy looks from the girls the next week.
You know what it
yeah,
is, though?
people
Because when you're in it and you're having a bitch, like you're in it, you know what I mean? You don't pull
You're
any
saying
punches,
stuff,
you
yeah.
say stuff to be funny and shocking.
100%. Turns out, not funny and shocking.
What a hard lesson to learn. Thanks, Emma. Emily, hello.
Hi.
Hi, Emily.
Emily, have you got a butt dial story for us?
Boy, do I. Yeah. I had just got off a phone call with my mum, and I just throw my phone straight onto the bed.
Yep.
And my partner decided, we're just going to get a little bit frisky right now.
Yep.
Oh, no.
I butt dialed my mum back She listened to the entire.
She
Session.
didn't hang up.
Well, that's on her. Why the hell did she listen to the whole thing?
Because
Or was it not that long?
I'm going to
no
say,
idea,
did your
but-
mum think someone's broken in and they're attacking my daughter and she loves it?
No, I have no idea. I was mortified, absolutely mortified. All we could hear once we had everything had settled, all I could hear was, "Can I help you? Hello."
Can I help you?
I was like,
said,
Mum.
Oh,
I was
you
like,
reach
"You
through
did
the
not
phone."
do
The
that."
appropriate response is hang up and she calls you back because then you hear the phone ringing.
Hey, Emily,
She's really concerned about you.
in the throes of passion, Emily, are we a talker? Do we say things?
Do we
just make a lot of...
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
and a man couldn't help it
it's
then.
not like,
Not my
it's not
finest moment.
It's not like we need milk, is it? It's other things.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Not my finest moment, not going to lie.
Well, I know what
Emily.
I have to say. I don't think it's your mum's finest moment either. I
She's
think
a
that
bit complicit in this.
there are
isn't
some
she?
things where you should hang up.
Absolutely, she had the opportunity to hang up, and she was genuinely concerned. Call back.
Yeah, 13 24 10, we are talking about when the other person has butt dialed you or they haven't realised they haven't hung up. How would you be if you just hung up on the phone from someone or someone thought they hung up from you and then they started bitching about you? What do you do? Do you listen and then say it to them?
It's
or
the
do you...
equivalent of writing that text about somebody and then
Yes.
accidentally sending it to them.
Yes.
Which it's
But
pretty
as the
mortifying.
receiver of the information, do you therefore tell them that you heard everything they
Yes,
said? Or-
maybe. Depends.
I don't
Or
know.
you file it away to use it again at a
you
later
file it
date.
away
As a weapon.
at the right time.
Yeah, that's right.
Weapons are good. Sarah's in Bassendean. Hi, Sarah.
Hi guys, how are you?
Good, Sarah.
Good, Sarah.
What
All right.
happened?
It's happened to my husband. Everybody loves my husband. He's the nicest guy in the world. No one ever has a bad word to say about him
Yeah.
at work. Everyone loves him. And he got a complaint from head office saying that the credit lady no longer wanted to deal with him and no one could figure out what was going on. He thought it was she's gotten the wrong person. She must be misconstrued and talking about someone else.
Yes.
And then, so his boss then rang up and found out he had rang to ask for some credit to go through on an account.
Yes.
And she declined it. And then he hung up and then obviously butt dialed her and was going off to the guys in the office about how useless she was and she didn't know what she was doing. Like everything you could say out of frustration. She heard it all and then obviously went and told her manager.
Yeah.
And then so obviously there was a complaint about my husband and then so I made him call her and apologise.
Oh, my God. How? That must have been so awkward. How was it received?
It was so awkward. It was received okay because they had worked together for years. So
Yes.
like everyone loves him, and then for that,
Not
so
everyone.
he apologised and it was fine. Well, not everyone, but so it was fine after that. But yeah, he was mortified
Wow.
having to call and apologise.
Sarah, that's
I love how
great.
his manager didn't make him apologise.
No, you
his
did.
wife did.
But I love how the fact that he is so universally loved that he
Yes.
could not even think of where
I
this
know.
complaint would have come from. Like, to know that you're that loved. I know, I've never done anything wrong. Everyone loves me.
Yeah.
love
Thank
that.
you, Sarah. Rebecca, hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, Rebecca.
What happened?
So I was dead butt dialer, unfortunately. I was kind of chatting to my brother's best friend, and he and I kind of got a bit close. So we decided to hang out for the night.
Oh.
I then went to the pub with my girls a couple of weeks later and was showing them the text messages and having a chat to them about the whole thing.
Yes.
He specifically told me not to tell anyone because obviously he's brother's best friend.
Yes.
I was spinning my phone while chatting and I accidentally butt dialed him.
Yes.
He heard the entire conversation.
Of you
Like,
telling the girls.
After he told you not to tell anyone.
specifically told me not to tell anyone.
Okay.
He heard the entire
But you just told the
thing.
girls.
Yeah, so
that was
were
No,
you
they'll keep it quiet.
being complimentary to him?
Oh.
Rebecca. Oh, about his performance or about him?
Performance.
Oh,
that, yeah. Just,
So you're going like, I finally tapped that and I won't go back again, sort of deal.
100%.
Oh, no.
Oh, Rebecca.
Bad.
Oh, that's the worst.
Oh, well, nothing lost then.
But why isn't it ever? Why don't you ever do this when you're saying good things about someone?
Exactly, that's right.
Oh, that's
amazing.
cringeworthy.
And how was he afterwards?
Well, he started ringing me and was like, why are you telling everyone? I just heard everything. Because so I'm outside the pub having like a conversation with him and going, Oh, my God. But my girls are great. They never found out. This was like a year or two ago. So my brother never found out.
Okay.
I'm sure he was
Rebecca.
like, can you give me
He
another
might
go?
now.
Yeah, he might now.
Yeah, I know. This is it. Thank you, Beck. Let's go to a person we will call Claire for the purposes of this story. Hello, Claire.
Hi.
Hi, Claire.
Okay, what happened?
It's not a phone call, but it was. We had this couple with their child over for dinner,
Yeah.
and it was a new relationship through school.
Yeah.
And it was my son's friend, and they came over. They ate. The kid was a nightmare, like right pain in the butt.
Yeah.
And then they left, and we closed the security door. My husband's like, they flipped that they've left.
Yes.
Yep.
That kid was a little this, blah, 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 totally ragging him out fully. And I'm like, I don't think it's his fault. I think he's on the spectrum. How did I not see it?
Yeah.
Like, just going on.
Really
and on
dissecting
and
the child and the parents. Yep.
really bad. My husband was brutal. He was like, yeah. And then we hear, guys, so-and-so's left his hat. Can we have it, please?
No. No.
So they were standing at the door listening to everything you were
waiting for a
ranting about.
break in the conversation so they could ask for the hat.
And then
friends,
I
Claire?
thought, oh, my God. Well, my son's still in his class. We're in a single-stream school.
No.
So-
No.
I've had another 2 years and I've got one more.
How's it been, Claire? How's it been?
Glances at me, looks away, and I'm like, feel so bad. But, I do think there were issues there. But
Can I just say,
maybe they've worked on it.
I can just see that family standing outside of the door wanting
Yeah,
the hat.
I know, going,
just listening, and then slowly
Do we
going.
want the hat
and then
that
slowly,
badly?
then
Waiting for a break.
and then.
Hello? Can we just interrupt you bagging us out to get our hat back, please?
Those things are
Too funny.
dangerous.
Aren't they just?
Yeah, they're dangerous.
Thank you, Claire.
Absolutely.
Not her real name.
$150 to spend at Morris Mead. That's a good place to go.
Any danger of you giving it away?
Well, I'm going to give it to
No, take your time.
number 2, Emily. But dialed her mum when she was having sex.
Oh, okay, that's that. We see where
Wow,
you go.
there we go, Sean.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.